got into skateboarding because I was like 9 and my neighbor had built a ramp at his house, and I would just go over there and watch him skate or whatever, and then I just, it's kind of crazy how it was instant, you know what I mean? I've been skating for 35 years. I'm 44, so yeah. It all kind of started with Sunrise, like, and then everything just progressed from there. Like, I got hooked up with Volcom and Globe, and then I was actually riding for Brian Corey and Joey Corey's and Josh Waterman's company, which was called Paul before it was called Flatland. They were giving me boards. And then I got hooked up with Fibera in New York. And then after that, I rode for this company called Eastwood for about a year or so. And then World Industries, and then Consolidated. I think the best advice I can give to anybody is just enjoy skateboarding and don't worry about getting sponsored. I feel like everybody like learns a kickflip and then they think they should get stuff. Like, it isn't about that, and people can see through that because everybody's good at skateboarding. You know, you gotta just enjoy it for what it is. When I decided to open a skate shop, it's kind of when everything slowed down for me skating. Like, as far as like traveling and just like, you know, it was my job. And then, you know, I started getting like pay cuts and stuff. I just got older and kind of out of it a little bit. And I'd always kind of thought about it. And then once like I had the opportunity, I kind of just went for it. I started like the block as far as like when I built the skate park. It was kind of, I went in and it was like kind of my deal. And then Pete and James came along as I was building the park and got involved with me. And we built the park in 2013, and then that got shut down instantly. And then we opened the shop, I want to say right the like end of 2013. So we've been open now 7 years. I think like 6-7 years. Yeah. When we were building the park, he came there with Grady and Artie to check it out because they lived in Springfield, and they were so amped because having, you know, an indoor park, you know, that was like it was going to be legit, and it was right by their house. So James came in there and was talking to us, and you know, I mean, you know how James is. He's just like, he's the best. I mean, he's so goofy and just. Dude, I love the dude. Anyway, he comes in and he's like, we had just built this rolling, and it was like 8 foot tall. It was legit, like Tampa's rolling, like the full waterfall deal, right? And here's James in some khakis and a pink polo and some duck shoes and shit coming up there. And dude, he had this old ass board, like this old like deck crafter's board with big old wheels and shit. And he fucking rolled in with it and made it, and we were all just like, yeah, and I was just like, dude, this guy's awesome. Like, yeah, it was. So then, like, ever since that day, like, it was just like, yeah, and I'd never met him, you know, so it was rad, you know, and I knew Grady. I mean, I knew Grady and Artie, they were young, you know, so it is funny. Yeah, I loved it. I was like, there was a part of me going, dude, this dude is gonna get fucking work. Like, and he did it. It wasn't good though, you know? Damn, dude. I probably met Pete in the late 90s. He worked at the Ritz, at the bar, and that's where we used to all go and party back in the day. And he's always been into skating, and then that's kind of just how we met, you know, and we've just been friends ever since. And then I knew when he had took over Square One back in the day. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. So he had took that over, and he ran that for about 2 years, and it was just I think it was just bad timing on when he got in there, you know, and it didn't work out too well. But I knew he knew everything about the business side. So when I had talked to him about it, he was already repping for other companies as well too. So like his involvement was huge because he does all that, you know. And well now that we have Adam there as well. Adam's another one that I met in Tampa, and those two together now have made that place like rad. Yeah, like hey dude, when people ask me about the block, I'm just like, hey dude, yeah, those guys. Tyson's mom actually donated to us to help us get it started, which was huge, very huge, you know, and she is the reason that all that kind of began. And that's how the foundation was formed, was help from her, you know, and yeah, that was a really, I couldn't believe it. And then from there, it's just, you know, how we're doing it, we're kind of building it in sections. And honestly, we'd be done with it if it wasn't for this COVID thing. That whole area is built, but we had to kind of put the brakes on it. We didn't know how the shop was going to do with COVID. Like if we had to put money aside to keep, you know, paying bills if we didn't have anybody coming in or buying anything. But it's actually working out well. So I think when Ben Graham gets back, he's going to finish. Him and Jason Rapp are going to come back and finish the show. It's going better than it ever has. But that has every bit to do with Adam and Pete. You know, like, and James. They're there way more than I am. You know, we all kind of play a role there. I'd like to have the back finished. I'd like to put an overhang over the back with like a big fan or something like the barn style kind of thing. It's just so hot back there, man. If you're not back there right now or at 10 in the morning, it's gnarly. I'd like to see more like skateboard companies come through here, and us and maybe with what we have going on and what we're presenting and what we're doing for the skate community, will help bring those people here and want to come. Like, you know how people like come from the West Coast and like Atlanta's like a destination spot, or Miami's a destination spot, or '6 Jacksonville was a destination spot. You know what I mean? The dudes would want to come here and get street spots and come wherever. You know, I mean, it's rad if they come to the shop, but I more just want them here to be there. You know, my other goal is when we did the boards for Gross thing on the day before their skate day, and we gave out the boards for the kids and stuff. So I think that, I hope that where we are and what we're offering and the location we are, that we save some kids' lives from choosing the wrong path. That's a huge one. And I mean, I'm not saying that just to say that for this shit. Like, I truly, I think it would be sick if some kid had nothing and maybe came to the shop and hung out every day and picked up trash and did shit and then started skating, and all of a sudden he's like this fucking naturally gifted kid, and then turns out he, you know, does something with life. You know, that'd be fucking sick. That would be the best present I've ever received from the skateboarding side. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a quote that I've been kind of living by, it really is it's that a mistake that makes you humble is better than an achievement that makes you arrogant. And I think that's skateboarding in a nutshell.
Well, thank you so much, Rob.
Yeah, thank you.
I
appreciate that. Throw Tony Adams' name in there too with the skate park part. last thing I want to say is that a mistake that makes you humble is better than an achievement that makes you arrogant. And that kid just ate shit behind me. Sorry. We should do that again. We B-siding this shit or what?
I think so.